On Daniel 1, I need to glean over the first couple of verses to make it through. The 30th year of the king Jehoiakim of Judah, Nebuchadnezzar, the first king of the world empire, first world empire, Babylonian, attacked, besieged them, took them captive. He carried off to Babylon. That was after Israel split the house of Judah, the southern part, which was a tribe, son of Benjamin, Levi, and Judah to this day. And he took some young men, Nebuchadnezzar, of the captive from the king's court of the house of Judah, right? And he taught him the ways of Babylon, and he gave him the king's wine and best food, right? And he sat him at the king's table for service for him. They loved to make the high help them out because they were high, but yet under him, you'd have to serve him. The whole psychological end of God, to make them serve for their sins. That's why they went into captivity. Okay, among these men were Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. The chief officials gave them new names. That was Daniel, and the name Belshazzar to Hananiah, Shadrach to Mishael, Meshach to Azazel and Abednego. And to Azazel, Abednego. Hence Meshach, Shadrach, Abednego later, the ones dancing in the fire. I don't have time for that story. I'll arrive at it later. But Daniel resolved not to be defiled by the ways of the Babylonian and the wine and stuff. Now God has caused, verse 9, to show favor them to Daniel especially. But the official told Daniel, I am afraid of the one who's looking over Daniel, that the king, because Daniel didn't want these meats, right? And he said, I'm afraid you can look gaunt, skinny, and the king will kill me. But Daniel said quickly, Judge, you'll see, give me vegetables. Who looks better after 10 days? Me and these four, these other ones I mentioned, or the other king's servants. And after those 10 days, the one looking after Daniel saw that Daniel and the other three looked actually better. That came from Jerusalem, house of Judah, than the regular Babylonians, okay? So he let him keep his ways, Daniel, in eating. Then Daniel said to the guard official, what I just said. 15 at the end of 10 days, again, what I just said, he saw they looked better, so he allowed Daniel to do that. The four young men, God gave knowledge and understanding that the king saw that they were smarter than 10 times Daniel and the other three, then all the others officials that he had people looking after him, the king. He saw that they were smarter. Then he presented them to Nebuchadnezzar. The one overseer saw all this to be his workers in the king's court. And Daniel remained there in the first year of King Cyrus. Okay, bye.